What's going on, guys? MoonRose from Beast Coast OPCCG here with a Green Kid deck profile from set 1. So I've bring this deck to locals. I'm probably going to bring it to Treasure Cup. I think this is the final rendition of the deck. Maybe a little bit more tweaking, but it is probably where I want it to be. And yeah, so let's get into the deck profile. Eustass Kid. If you don't know, you can pay 3 Don, discard 1 card to restand your kid. Great game closer. Help you get rid of problem bodies, make your opponent dump a lot of resources, all the fun stuff. Great leader ability, great card. So yeah, let's get into the actual main deck. So right now I'm at 3 Momos. Momo searches out. There's about, I want to say, about 18 targets in the deck, including himself, because Momo could search Momo and Wano cards. I would not play this at 4. I would keep it at 3 because this card tends to fall off really hard towards the late game. You usually find myself using them as counter power at that point. Then your best searcher in the game that you always want to see, opening up into the start of the game, mid game, it just searches out your pieces. Drury Bonnie, at 4, standard, that's it. Great searcher, searches out your Supernova cards, characters, and your event cards. So that's really good. 4 Capone. Capone is here to protect your bodies, to protect your life. Yeah, I have nothing much more to say about that. Then we have for Killer. Killer 2-drop, 2K. Don times 1 on block. Draw 1 card if you have, I believe it's 2 or more bodies. 2 or more bodies, right? 3 or more bodies. So he counts himself and then 2 others. Another blocker. Yeah. So then we have Nika Mamusha. Pay 2 on play, suspend one of your opponent's characters with 3 or less. Great card, deals with smaller bodies. Yeah. Then we have your 2K counters, your Poos, and your Izzos. 2K counters defend you. I'm never playing these on the field. She is probably the only one I will play situationally. This is searchable by Momo, and this is searchable by Bonnie. So yeah, your 2K counters, you need them to survive, you need them to protect your kids and life. Just 1 copy of Killer. I see people playing 2. This card's okay. This is probably the most cuttable card in the deck. Yeah, just 1 is fine for now. If it comes up, it comes up. If not, I'm using it for counter power. A lot of people have been cutting Raizo. I don't agree with that. I think Raizo just nets you so much advantage. And I mean, what are they going to use? A jet pistol on him? They're going to swing over him? Whatever. He gets value. Great. He just filters your deck, gets you what you need, gets that grind game going on with your opponent. He just enables your whole strat. So 3 Raizo, would not play 4, would not play 2. 3 is perfect. And he also has 1K counter power. On to one of the best cards in the deck, Okiku. Okiku is super good. Your opponent is put on a clock to deal with this card. Because the longer she sticks onto the board, the more advantage and the more value she gets you. Don times 1 when attacking once per turn. Rest one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. So she's hitting a lot in the game. During the blue matchup, she's just a problem. She's getting their blockers down. She's throwing down their boas, their blocker Dofis, their Kumas. In the mirror, she's doing it. In Law, she absolutely puts work on Law. They need to see Jet Pistol. They need to find a way to get her down. And you're most likely defending her very heavily because they're going to try to blow up her. And they're going to probably use a lot of resources to try to get rid of her. unless they jet pistol it, which you're fine with. She's a bullet sponge at that point. She has no counter power, but she's absolutely insane. And then for the next card, we're playing 2 Yamatos. Yamato's great. I consider her a pseudo blocker, a bullet sponge if you want to say. She is double attack and banish, so she's hitting 2 cards out of life if her attack goes through. So you want to stick her on curve, get her on the board. If they deal with her, that's fine. You know, that's totally fine. You can, use her on turn when you're at 10 Dawn. Slap a Yamato and slap a Basil down. Now they have a choice. Which one are they going to deal with? Which one is going to hurt them more? Because they both hurt. But yeah, Yamato, she can banish 2 life, not let your opponent get any card advantage in hand. She's also a 1k counter power. She costs 5. Usually I want to pump her up to 9k, and I think that's her sweet spot, is the swing for 9. And if it goes through, they're hurting from that one. X-Drake, only 2 copies. I probably want to play 3. This card is good. I consider this guy another Basil Hawkins, but a turn earlier. So you'll get that kill the first turn, and then, next turn you have a 6k beat stick that you could pump up with extra Dawn. But yeah, on play, KO one of your opponent's characters will cost 4 or less. So super good. So I play him in conjunction with Basil Hawkins. Next cards here are Trafalgar Laws. You can use this to make stupid plays with like Miko Mamushas, Okiku's to the Defender Okiku. Play out Bonnies, defend Bonnies, so you can have that Bonnie for, next turn, or if you need to put counter power in hand if you're in a bad predicament. Just on play, bounces a body and then plays a character with the cost of 3 or less. So yeah, super good card. I see people cutting it. I don't think you should cut it. It's good. It's a blocker. It defends your A-drop kids. 3 Basil Hawkins. One of the best cards in the deck besides Okiku and your other top end. Dawn times 1. Once per turn. Your turn. If he battles a character, he can ring stand. So he's dealing with boards. Your opponent wants to deal with him and your other threats. So he's good. I like him at 3. I had him at 4 at one point, but I think 3 is the number for him. Yeah. So Basil Hawkins, absurd card. 2 Eustass Kid, the 7-drop blocker. If you don't know, he has Dawn times 1. End of your turn, he reboots. That's a Digimon turn. He'll restand basically. Use him to make him AK, swing at something. They're going to want to deal with it because it's an AK body. They're going to have to block. They're going to have to defend. They're going to have to dump multiple cards out of hand because he's big. Yeah, and then he just becomes defensive at the end of your turn. And then we have 3 8-drop kids. Card's absurd. I don't know if you guys play Digimon. If any of you guys have played Digimon, he's Magnamon X. That's it. Magnamon X antibody. He slows out the game into where you want to play. You drop him. You can either leave him standing or activate his ability. If you activate his ability, he will play a character card with 3 or less. So you can drop Miko Mamushas. So yeah, my headset died. Sorry about that. Yeah, drop him, play him, use his ability, play a character card with 3 or less. Yeah, and then if he has a Dawn attached to him, they have to swing at him or another Eustass Kid. Can't swing at the leader, only character cards. And then for the last two cards of the deck, we have Punk Gibson. Punk Gibson's great. Plus 4K, can rest a character card with a cost of 4 or less. Yeah, it's really good. They don't play around it. I'm hitting 2 bodies, I'm defending a body, and I'm hitting another body. And then if it's hit from life, you could just suspend any character on their field. So yeah, Punk Gibson. Maybe I want to go up to 3. I don't know yet. I had Straw Sword in here, but I don't like Straw Sword as much. It's cool, it's cute, but Punk Gibson at 2. Usually don't need anything else. I play a decent amount of 2K counters. You know, I can get more counter advantage to hand by my laws. So this might go up to 3. I don't know yet. Haven't decided. Still gotta play the test more. But yeah, 2 is fine for right now. It's felt great. Alright guys, so that was the deck. I hope you guys enjoy it. Any advice is much appreciated. I hope you guys can try out this deck, make it into your own play style. This is what works for me, and I haven't really had a problem with it. Yeah, so thank you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day.